Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So, I have some things to show you that I have made, and I have an ongoing project to show you because I'm pretty excited about it. I know I have a ton of ongoing projects, but this is the one I've been like dedicating my focus and time onto, right? I will get right into it because I have been absent for a little while, I know. But I have been busy in the background making some things. The first thing I made was something really, really tiny, but you know, scrunchies, like when we make scrunchies, you crochet and double crochet and all that around, you know, your hair elastic. Well, I remember having velvet ones that were almost like a velvet tube sewn around elastic or whatever. So I really wanted to try to recreate that. Now, would I make these to like sell? No. Am I glad I made this for myself? Yes, because I had some velvet yarn to play with. I don't even know what kind it is. It's definitely not in here. It's not something I normally work with. I've had the same skein like forever that I just make little things out of. But I made this scrunchie, and it is around a regular elastic, but it's like the tube that I don't know. I love it. And yeah, it's just velvet yarn crocheted in a tube around, and then I sewed the end up. Or, yeah, I sewed them, I'm sure. Can't even tell where. I did such a good job, I can't even tell where. But yeah, I made it too long, so it's, bunched up like an olden day scrunchie, and it fits just perfectly on your arm, and it's so soft, and I'm a big fan. But yeah, no pattern or anything. It's just a tube. It's just a tube and single crochets. And so that was make number 1. And then I think I just needed some small wins basically while I was doing all the catch up in that video that you saw with my movie marquee stuff, which will be a coming up soon video too for an update. 'Cause hopefully I will have a mid-month update for you this time. But so I did another small project, and I used some yarn that was gifted to me by Ella from No Catchy Name a while ago, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I'm not saying it as in it's bad yarn. I'm saying I didn't want to like waste it, I guess, because it was a gift. But I really wanted to make a hat with it, and so I did. I made this beanie with it. This is like a Mary Maxim. It's like the Unforgettable because it's roving, but it's not for sure. It's the label even says, I think, just Mary Maxim, and doesn't have like a whole lot of information on the yarn itself. But doesn't that look just like a sunset? It's so pretty. And this pattern, I can't even remember who the pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I think it's called like Urban Slouch Beanie or something. Feel free, obviously, to look that up, but there were a few issues with the pattern where I just don't think things were like typed out right or something. So if you're very, very new, it would be a very, very new and fine pattern for people who are very, very new. But just because you'll have to maybe like think in, like in your brain go, oh, I think this is what they actually meant, and modify it a little, you might want to be warned about that. But I mean, it came out fine. It's singles, halves, and double crochets like all the way through. They just kind of rotate through basically. And then this is the most complicated part, which isn't complicated, but it's front and back stitch to make a brim. This is actually my favorite way to make a brim, so I was totally fine with that. But yeah, I mean, and it came out well. It came out slouchy and as advertised, basically. I think it looks pretty good. I am debating on if this one's going to be a keep or a donate, because I do have other yarn. I can make other hats with it, like more of this. So we'll see, but I do really like the yarn a lot. I do. So yeah, that was make number 2. Then I finished an old project, which if you remember, I had started it when I was going to just donate a couple blankets to one of the pet places. So this started its life as a baby blanket, and it is made with mandala. Why do I keep wanting to say mandala roving in my head? Mandala. Ombre. Mandala ombre. This is the color Happy, and I think it's big. It'd be for either a very big dog, or we're looking at, this is definitely a lap size blanket or a baby blanket, and this is the color Happy, I think. But this is, I want to say well, it's like 3.5 cakes, but this is a lemon peel stitch. I love the striping, how it came out too. Like, it's so good. It's so pretty. But yeah, this is definitely a good size baby blanket at this point. Real good size. This yarn is so soft. Like, if I get to the point before they discontinue it where I'm gonna buy more yarn, I would definitely buy more of this. I had made another, that emoji blanket, that I didn't love. I gave it away. I only didn't love it because the striping of some of the yarn just didn't work with, they were emojis, they were filet crochet emojis. The blanket itself, like the pattern, was great, and the yarn itself was great, but the two together, I was not in love with. And this is the one that didn't make it into it, so I had extras of this. So there we are with that. And in case, I think I mentioned it, but it's the lemon peel stitch. I don't know how well you can see it with this yarn, because it's almost got like a stone washed effect, right? But I had made it with like an H hook, and I wanted to make it really tight when it was for, going to be for tight little paws. But yeah, this will either get donated, or maybe this will be one of the blankets up for auction to benefit the pet rescue this fall when we do it. So, I mean, if you like it, I'm just saying. Something to think about. But for now, it will be put in a not keep pile. Although I do, like I said, I do really like it. It's very, very soft, and I'm super happy to have gotten it done. So that is make number 3. And then to use the very last of the yarn, I made a hat, which may not look like a hat at the moment, but if you have made these before or seen them, you probably recognize the kitty ear hats, like the kitty ear beanies. And that's fine, but you want to see how big it is on me. I think this will fit a normal size head. That being said, my head is very, very small. But, I mean, you do see the cat ears. They almost stick up like horns though, right? And I could fold it, but like these, usually you fold it and it goes up to like here as a brim, and that's just too much. So it would only fold like this much. But, so I'm just going to keep it like this. And like I said, I think on a normal size head, it will fit just fine. But that will probably be a donation hat. I just needed, this is like the year of hats for me or something. I don't know. But so I made another hat. Just one second. David's texting me from upstairs. One second. Okay. We're back, guys. Sorry. I have the door open now because, come here. Hey, can you come up and say hi? He was just up here, and then I couldn't get the freaking clicky click to click. But as you can see, Maverick came down. That's why he was texting me, because he was on his way to the bathroom, and he was just like, do you want Mav? He's probably awake being a little terror because he can hear me. Anyway, so that was what, 1, 2, 3. That was 4 makes that I showed you. The last one is the ongoing project. I don't know why I air quoted it. Is definitely ongoing. But I have been using, and let me tell you what too, I have been using the last of this Red Heart Roll With It tweed. Not this specific color, but I'm just showing you the label. I believe it's all been discontinued now. I mean, I'm fairly sure, and I have a story about that. I don't know if this one had some of these have a red Joann's. Yeah, I had clearance from Joann's. years ago, years ago. And when I found them, I basically cleared the shelf. Like, I was in love with them. I mean, and I still am. I love these. But we had like a impromptu, unofficial make-along because at one point I was like, well, I have so many of these. I don't know what to do. I'm going to make granny squares. And a bunch of you guys made granny squares also. And I ended up grabbing the mandala tweed and doing the same thing. Well, both of those blankets, the red heart tweed and the mandala tweed, I had intended, I was going to keep them. And instead they went to the pet auction. So some of you lovelies out there have some of those. And I hope you love them because I loved them. And what colors I had left, I was like, I'm going to make, like, this one's not going to be for sale. I'm going to make this for Heather, right? And so I had 5 different colors left, and I wanted to make a big blanket so I could, you know, snuggle up in it. And I guess we'll have to see how far this will take me because this is literally every single one that I have left. And I started making squares. Well, what I have so far, I started with, I saved the labels in here just so I would remember the names. I started with the stack, as you can see. This color that I started with first was called Party Mix. And I got, let's see, I got to here, so that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made 11 of them. I think this one I may have shown you guys before, but I'm going to show you again just so you get an idea of the colors because I'm going to ask you for some help in a minute. For a couple different helps. So I got this one, which this reminds me so much of like Halloween. I absolutely love it. I love it, love it. So I got that square. And then this one. There we go. That one. And that one. So each one has like pinks, oranges, you know, purples. It's got 3 colors in. And then those colors change a little bit. Like this one's got pink, blue, and purple. And then we see like a gray starting to get introduced in here for one of the colors. And then it kind of took over the pink. And then we have this one, which is very bright and cheery. And then this one. And this one, which I also really, really like this one, like a lot. And then this one. And last but not least, this one. Now these are some pretty bright colors, right? You can see them from the side. Pretty bright, bold colors. I really like this one. I only had one of this, so I got 11 out of it, and that's what I got. But I really like this one. Well, the next one that I did was, I believe, called, I want to say Vintage. Yep, Vintage was the next one. And I think, I don't know if I got 10 or 11 out of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only got 10 out of this one. So I was going to hopefully make up somewhere at least one more. So there was like 11 sets of 11 squares in a set. Anyway, these are like a little bit more muted in color, but it's still really rainbowy and pretty. So I got that one. This one. This coloring right here almost reminds me of that Red Heart Wildflowers yarn in Super Saver. I think that's the color Wildflowers. And we got this one. This one, and I just obviously let the colors totally flow because that's almost got like a little border on just part of it. But that's the way the colors changed. I couldn't afford to cut too many out of it, or I wouldn't have gotten very many squares at all, really. These are just done with an H hook, and it's a 6-round just granny square. I don't know if I have a tutorial for granny. I know I have a solid granny square tutorial on my channel. I don't know if I have a regular granny square, but you know, you could do solids too if you wanted to follow the tutorial. There's that one. And I got this one and this one. So you see this a little bit softly, like a muted version of what was just almost like an Easter special, right? Well, then I had two, and I had one cake of that, just one. So I had two cakes of the next color, which is called Neon. I'm living for this one. But as I'm showing you these, I just wanted to like note or whatever that a lot of these, like I know the party mix one wasn't neon, but it had a lot of the same colors mixed through it. I think there was more like purple, because the neon, except for a few places where maybe colors have mixed or something, there really isn't much purple. I like this one. That drives me a little crazy, but I mean, it is what it is. I really like this part though. And I don't mind the bottoms looking weird, or like a corner or like one or two walls looking weird. I don't mind it because that is just the yarn and the way it's going and stuff. But I do like it better when it just works out evenly. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this square. This one's super bright. It's like citrus. And then the last one from that cake is this one right here. So I got those, and then I got the second cake, which, as you'll see, they're just, even if it's the same colors, they're definitely, wound differently, because the first cake I showed you of neon did not have the color combination of green, pink, and black for sure. But there it is. There was pink and black, and there was black and green, but not the two together. And then we had this one. I really love this look, this color. It's so pretty, like that color combination with the oranges and stuff. I really like this square just in general. But this one, this one, this one. And I may be showing, well, some of you guys may think I'm showing you the backs. There really is no good back or front because I switch every other round. So, this could be the back or this could be the back, depending on how you look at it. I have this one. That one's really fun and beachy almost. I really like that one too. I like all of them, let's be honest, or I wouldn't be putting them in a blanket for me. Here's another one that's like kind of citrusy, but it has, you know what this reminds me of? This one reminds me of the Big Twist Rave in the lava lamp color because of the color combination. And then we got this one where it's sneaking back into the same color as we started with. And here is the same color we started with, but without the green to border it. And see, there's like that much purple. That's like the most purple that was in the neon colors. So what do you think so far? Do you think those go together? I think they do. Like the muted one is a little bit of a stretch, the vintage colorway, but honestly, I only have what I have, so I think it's going to be just fine. Like it'll depend on how I put them together, but I do think it's fine. I got this much out of one of the neon cakes, and I was really hoping there'd be enough left over from the second one to finish it, to make up for that square that I only got 10 out, 10 from that cake. But it did not yet. So I mean, even if I do, I'm gonna show you the other two colors that I have, and even if I can just make it up with one of them, I think it'll be okay too. So this square is kind of like in reserve right now. So the other colors that I have violet, which I think is pretty, and it definitely makes up for the purple that the neon was lacking. And it's still got, like, this blue is a little bit muted, like it might mix in with the vintage color that's in there. Same with, like, up here, the bluish purple up here. Not the dark, but the lighter one. And then the other colorway that I have is Popular Pink. Ooh, sorry, Anubis. Smacked my ring pretty hard. But there is that, and it's just these really pretty grays. It's almost like a just before a stormy wind blows, kind of gray. with like this bright pink, and this pink I think goes, it's not the same, but it goes well enough with this. It's definitely a little bit brighter, might bring out some of the pink in the vintage color, or it might be the pink that is in the party ones, the first ones that I showed you guys. But I have this one, and I have my Joann's bag here with the yarns in it. But I have, let's see, the popular pink. I've got 3 more in here, so that brings me to 4 of those. And then I've got 3 more, or 2 more of the violet, which brings me to 3 of those. And I see like this violet has got a little bit of really dark gray, which would blend in with that black that's in the neon. So yeah, I think those 2 colors will go well together. And what I thought was, since I seem to have the most of the pink gray color, maybe that would be the outside of them and layer in the squares. So like I was thinking the very middle would be the party and the vintage, either mixed together or just side by side kind of deals. And then surrounded by the neon. I'm not sure where I would mix in, like the purple might just be mixed in with the pink as the big border around it, kind of. So it'd be like one of those quilts that has like kind of like color block, but it's almost like watercolory. I don't know. I'll have to think about the layout once I figure out how many squares I have and all that. So like that's not a current Heather worry. I just want to know if you think these colors will all match, like go together anyway, not match, go together. I think they will. And the little story I was going to tell you, even if I don't think they'll go together, my only options are either to make small things, like small blankets, and not mix them, or to be, SOL and make it anyway, even if they didn't go together. Because I thought, I really like the neon and the party mix. I really love both of those colorways. And although I like all of them, like even the vintage is probably my least favorite of them all, because it's muted, and not like in your face or dark, either or. But I still really do like it. And I thought I'll just look it up, like I'm not against looking up like on eBay or on even Amazon, if like sometimes Amazon is real pricey with yarn though, so you gotta watch that, but at least look it up, see what's out there. I found one, it was this color, I found one roll with it tweed, period, for sale. One. Not a lot, like, a lot like where there's multiple items in the lot, not a lot of yarn, a singular yarn. And the singular yarn was going for, I think it was either $35 or $38 plus whatever shipping is. So I was like, I can't do that. Even if I wanted to, I can't do that. So I definitely didn't see any more neon or party mix or, nothing. I saw one of these that was for it was probably, with the shipping, it was probably $40 or more. So these are the options. And I think I will be happy enough with it. I think they'll look really good together, especially if I keep the brightest pops of color like in the middle to me, and it just like let it flow out, almost like an electric pop of color, and just like it's like shock waves out to like more, I don't want to say plain colors. It's not plain. This is really pretty. This is really pretty, but like more, and they're not muted, more, there's less hues in these cakes. Does that make sense? Like the purple and blues are purple and blues, not like green, pink, orange, blue, neon blue. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot more just color frequency. So like less frequent. I don't know. Anyway, I sound dumb trying to explain it, but that you get what I mean. Okay. So I think I will be happy with those. Now, always linked down below is a version of my continuous join tutorial. See, I have tutorials on the channel, guys. I just need to do them more often. But, and the reason it's there is I want to share that with everyone, because I really feel, in my heart, I feel that it is the cure-all, solve-all problem to like anyone who doesn't like sewing things together, anyone that doesn't like crocheting and having like the bump, anyone that doesn't like too big of a gap because you do like a lattice join to avoid the other things. I very much think that is like a solve everyone's problem kind of tutorial. And so I'm going to be doing it with this blanket. I did it with pretty much every blanket I've ever joined together, nearly. Like in the beginning I didn't, and then I don't want to go back to that ever again. So since this is going to definitely be a heather blanket, and since one of the blankets, it was actually the other roll with it tweed blanket that I did, went in the auction, and I had joined it with, I don't remember the name, but it was a Hobby Lobby clearance yarn from years ago. It was like a mango-y orange color. It was beautiful. The yarn itself was the sunset colorway. I remember that. The Red Heart tweed was sunset. But since I wanted to join it together with something that just would be very heather, I thought, why not hold together? I don't know if you remember, but I did a hat where I held together a cloud cake and a latte cake. And I feel like that is such a heather colorway, or not colorway, yarn way, you know, a yarny thing to have in a heather blanket. I love the soft fuzzy. I love it. And I did have several solids. I don't know, the thing is, I want it to be a very big blanket, and I probably want a very thick border. So I had two of the really like light violet solid color because Bella from Bella's Crochet Gifts gifted them to me. I wasn't sure if that would end up being enough. So what I do have, I have three of these. This is, is this raspberry? Raw raspberry. But I have these cloud cakes that I thought, it's not really pink, it's not really purple, it is raspberry, right? It's in between. It's pretty, and I really, really like it. And honestly, what I wished I had, I never bought. I know they still have them in the store, but I'm not trying to go buy. I'm trying to use what I have, right? At least just not go buy them. Like if, I don't know, David mysteriously gives me latte cakes for my birthday, great. But first of all, that's not till August, and second of all, he's not going to do that. And I'm looking around, and I do have one cake. It's way up there, and I can't reach it right now. But it's one cake of a solid Caron latte cake that is almost this. It's like a more purpley tinted version of this. I don't know the name of it because obviously it's not here, but it's solid. And I really wish I had more of that, but I don't. I wish I had bought the white ones that are available, but I never did. What I'm thinking is I think I have several Earl Greys. Could you guys imagine Earl Grey held with this? Or the Kissy Kissy, because it's got like a light, really light pink color to it. I think I have 2 or 3 of those. Maybe 4. I think I have 2 of them for sure. I think I have 3. And hopefully that would be enough. But what do you think? I mean, I really love the idea of this. Especially of holding the 2 together, because it would make it just a little bit stronger than the cloud cake, but the softness would be there. I love the idea of it, and it would not bother me at all that it's in a big blanket, and then after, like if I want to wash it and dry it, it's going to mat the fuzz in the latte cake. I don't care. I don't personally care. I have a blanket that I used a latte cake in, and other yarns like it, and I wash it and dry it and everything, and it does not bother me that it like mats it up a little bit. You can almost like sit there and brush it out with your fingers, like if you're bored and want something to do, and it'll return some of the fluff. Like I love it, so that won't bother me. But what do you guys think is the question? What do you think? Let me know. For right now, like I have a little while before I have to join them. Obviously, I'm not even done crocheting squares or laying them out or anything like that. But I do need to come up with a plan. And like I said, I have 3 of these. These are going to probably be in it unless all of you guys are like, oh, no, that's awful. Don't do it. But what latte cake God, I wish I had more of that purple. That would have been the answer to everything. Why didn't I get more of the purple, you guys? I love purple. My other choices, I have several different like variations of blue stripe stuff. And then I have the one that I think is called blueberry. I want to say I have 2 of those that are solid blue. I have several of the, is it called pound cake? The yellow and gold, but I have a plan for either those or the other one that I have is coconut cream, and it's got like browns and just different browns and creams in it. So I'm really thinking, and I have 2 solid reds, and I have 2 of the, is it called sun-dried tomato maybe? That's like red and brown and orange. I'm trying to like survey because it's all up, like right up above me. I just can't quite reach them. And I feel like I have 1 or 2 of the green and grays, but that's not going to work either. I feel like if I have enough of them, the Kissy Kissy or the Earl Grey, if I have them, would be the way to go. I really do. Or if I miraculously found more of that purple. Or, you know, like 3 of the whites. Because the whites I think would be fine too. But anyway, I think those are my options. So, let me know what you guys think. Would you please help me out here. But other than that, that's what I've gotten done. And I am going to let you guys go. I'm actually going to go back out and work on this. And I don't remember if it was this video or the last one I did where I said I was watching my bestie Andy's favorite show because he's watched like Stranger Things multiple times for me. But he wanted me to watch his favorite show, which is Breaking Bad. And I am almost done with that. So I'm going to go do that. And I'm going to go take care of Mav and maybe make some dinner. That sounds like a good idea. So, all right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. Thank you for listening to me, and let me know if you have any advice for me or what your opinion is. Yeah. All right. And I will talk to you guys soon. So I love you. Bye, guys.